the meeting that I had with the officials from the government is not I had, we had. Actually, there are 6 of us who entered the room. It's very hollow. The reason why it's hollow because we cannot come to any kind of outcome. There is nothing productive that came out of this meeting. The only thing that came out of this meeting is that we got the kind of not even a confirmation, but it is just a kind of a half-hearted assurance where they said that the file has been moved. It has been moved from the directorate to this office, and from this office it is going to be moved to the planning and then to the finance. However, we argued inside that if it is taking 3 months just for the file to be moved from the directorate to this office, then it is going to take another 6 months for the file to be moved from the planning, from here to the planning, and from the planning to the finance. And if you take a look at the position that this government is in the next 5 months, all of the powers of the government and of the cabinet will be stripped away. It means after that, the government does not have any power anymore. But if we take a look at how these officers of the government are dealing with us, we can see that they are trying to buy time. So 5 months is what we have, but 6 months is what they are trying to buy time. So we cannot wait any longer. We cannot wait that long. We cannot wait for another government to come. We cannot wait for another education minister to take his place, and we will put the proposal. Then it is going to take so many more years. The lifespan of one government, if that government stays in power, that is, it is 5 years. So if this government who has stayed for the last 5 years is not being able to do anything with this issue that has been put forward in the year 2019, that is 3 years, it means that this government is not taking the teachers seriously. So if the government is not taking the teachers seriously, then we, the teachers, will have to give them something to take serious, or to think that they should take us seriously. So right now, I also have a memorandum that has been submitted to the officers. So in this memorandum, we have clearly stated that the government is going to need only 250 crores or so in order to upgrade the teachers from the ad hoc category to the deficit category. But the numbers that we are getting from the education minister in the last year's budget session is 500 crores. And the numbers that we are getting from him this year is 700 crores. It means that if we require only 250 plus crores to be upgraded, then the government is getting an exaggerated amount. So when the government is getting an exaggerated amount just in the education sector, you can imagine that how many exaggerated amount is being given in terms of bills to the government. So when the government is stating that it does not have money, maybe the government is right. Maybe the government is not wrong. Maybe the government is not lying that it does not have money. And the reason why the government does not have money is because this government is getting the figures wrong maybe everywhere. We have a proof that the government is getting the figures wrong in the education department. Then there are so many different departments. And if the government is getting wrong figures everywhere, then how is it supposed to have money? So that is what the argument that we want to put forward to the government. Maybe somewhere along the line, you are getting wrong everywhere. Our next course of action is the same as the decision that we took at Tura, that is Garo Hills. In Tura, we have come to a conclusion that if this agitation and the meeting that we are going to have is not going to be fruitful, we are going to continue with the agitation that we have. So we are going to continue with the non-cooperation movement, and in this non-cooperation movement, we are not going to take part in any of the activities that are related to the government and to education. We have been sitting there outside of the ambush office for the last 1 month, that is from the 23rd of March, and there has been no response whatsoever. The government has decided to respond today because there was a rally, but even in today's meeting that we had with the government, it is very unsatisfying, and We are not happy. The teachers who are sitting there are not happy. And when we go back, we are going to have to give this sad message to our teachers that the government again has failed us, that the government again is not taking us seriously, and that again the education minister or the chief minister is nowhere to be found. So we have lots of disappointments from this government that we have right now, because we can see that our chief minister is everywhere. He's in Delhi, then he's in Hyderabad, he's singing here, he's singing there, and so on and so forth. We have no problem when it comes to that. It is good, and he's also promoting art in our society. We are happy, but we also want to see him face to face. Maybe when we get to talk to him face to face, we can also understand, or maybe they can also understand us, and we can understand them better, because we want not to make this issue so great that it is going to harm the education society. Because in this education society that we have the teachers, we have the students, we have the parents, who are all stakeholders, and we are seeking to give back to the society what the society has given to us. So therefore, we want this government, please understand our plight. We are tired, we are exhausted, we have come from different districts of Meghalaya, and we are looking for an answer, waiting for an answer, and we will continue to wait until the government responds us in first person and not in the second or in the third person narrator. So the reason why we came to the 18,000 of enhancement, which is the same for all the different categories, that is the LP, UP, secondary and higher secondary. The reason why we came to that amount is because the salaries of the LP and UP is too less. The LP is getting 12,000, the UP is getting 16,000. So if you take a look at the secondary, they are getting 20, and the high secondary, they are getting 24. However, as teachers, we understand that there is too much of influx going around. Life has become difficult, not just for the teachers who are getting 12,000, but also for the teachers who are getting 24,000. So if we demand for any other kind of enhancement, it is going to be a kind of an injustice that is done to the other categories. Which is why, keeping that in mind, as fellow teachers who understand about humanity, who understand about the plight of the people that are living in this era where everything is so expensive, we have come to a collective agreement that we are going to seek 18,000 of enhancement and 5% of increment from that.
We understand.
So when it comes to that question right now, see, I will tell you frankly, yes, the education system in Meghalaya is a mess. But if we, teachers, we ourselves, we speak for ourselves, we make laws for ourselves, we come up with different kinds of these arguments for ourselves, then it will be very long. So we do not want to make so many decisions for so many different categories of teachers. We are standing here as ad hoc teachers, so we stand on the grounds of ad hoc teachers. Yes, there are a deficit, there are this, there are that set of teachers. They also have different problems, but those problems are not supposed to be solved by us. Those problems are supposed to be solved by the government. And if the government feels that the best people who will come to a conclusion and who will make things right for all these different confusions that we have in the education system, then the government is open to call us. The government can call us formally, empower us, where we will help the government to make certain laws. We have so many different kinds of ideas in our minds as teachers, because we understand teachers better. So if the government empower us, then why not work with the government? But as of right now, the government has not empowered us with anything, so we cannot speak for anyone else. We can only speak for ourselves. We stand here as ad hoc teachers, and we are standing on our ground right now.